All right, thank you so much. Well, professional athletes who have battled countless injuries on the field will, in spirit, be battling a bill at the state capitol today. They argue the proposed law would restrict their workers' compensation benefits. So joining us this morning is Demar Smith. He's executive director of the NFL Players Association. We understand you're going to be at the state capitol today. He's going to be talking against AB 1309. We want to say good morning to you first off. So explain to me what basically this assembly bill would do.
What this bill does is it takes and guts a NFL player's ability to file for workers' compensation in California for the injuries that he would suffer, even if he was in California.
So now, and this is not just retired players.
Oh, absolutely
though, correct?
not. I mean, look, probably the most popular person who would be affected by this bill would be a quarterback named Drew Brees, Super Bowl winner. Fans of football remember that Drew Brees tore up both of his shoulders while he was a player for the San Diego Chargers. He obviously went on to win the Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints. But under this bill, as written, because Drew Brees has played most of his career in New Orleans, he could never come back and file in California for the medical care for the surgery that he's seriously going to need down the road.
Now, on the opposite side of the argument, somebody could say is, why should we worry about sports athletes who didn't play the majority of their career in the state of California, that maybe had a game here and there, as Drew Brees did every single season? Why should we worry about him being able to file for workman's comp in the state of California?
Well, two things. One, you're not talking about a person who just might have had a minor injury in California. Remember, in the Drew Brees scenario, he played for the San Diego Chargers for several years.
Right.
Hurt here playing for that team, and most importantly, his employer, while we all cheer for the National Football League, his employer was the San Diego Chargers. So the real issue here isn't whether or not this bill prevents taxpayers from losing money to players. Here's the fact. The fact is, no taxpayer in California ever pays $1 to an NFL player for workers' compensation. The real injury here to our players is in the same way that if you were working in this building and you got hurt, you expect your employer to take care of you.
Now, one of the sponsors of this bill, one of the quotes from him, he says, but our state workers' compensation system has been increasingly exploited by out-of-state professional players. Does he have a point there? I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't agree with him, but does it tie up our system even though it's not taxpayer funded? Well,
one thing our players always hear from me is everybody's entitled to their own opinion. No one's entitled to their own facts.
Right.
So when I heard that statement from Assemblyman Kurt Hagman, where he said that it's clear that every NFL player gets lifetime medical, there is nothing more dishonest than that statement. You can't tell Jack Youngblood that he got lifetime medical. You can't tell Jim Plunkett that he got lifetime medical. Name every player that played in California or across the National Football League, they don't get lifetime medical. What they do deserve is if they get hurt at work, their employers should be obligated to pay for that. And with respect to his statement about the abuse of the system in California, not one dime of taxpayer money goes to paying these workers' comp claims. And frankly, the one guy I will agree with is Assemblyman Henry Perea, who testified that no taxpayers pay.
All right, very good. Well, hey, you're going to be speaking to the Assembly today. We will continue to follow this. I mean, this is kind of the first we've been hearing about this. It just kind of was introduced on Monday, but we appreciate you having the time to come in here and chat with us.
Thank you.
And it's enlightening. It's interesting.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
All right. We will move on now. I want to thank Mr. Demaros, too, as well. Oh, so are you ready to fire up?